The man running NASCAR just told the world something team executives almost never say out loud. He admitted the sport screwed up, not a small mistake. A years-long identity crisis that turned the garage into a place he flat out calls miserable. And now he's promising it's about to change. NASCAR CEO Steve O'Donnell sat down on a podcast and dropped some brutally honest truths. He admitted NASCAR chased new fans so hard that it stopped feeling like NASCAR to the people who already loved it. He admitted the garage atmosphere fell apart during a stretch of falling sponsorship money and shrinking TV audiences. And he's now pointing to throwback events like Bowman Gray in North Wilkesboro as proof the sport is trying to course correct. On top of that, he's openly discussing bigger changes, more midweek races, bigger fan experiences at the track, and a fresh approach to how drivers are allowed to settle their beef. That's a lot for one CEO to admit in a single interview. To understand why this is such a big deal, you have to understand what NASCAR was chasing. For years, the sport tried to modernize new formats, new markets, new attempts to pull in casual sports fans who'd never watched a lap in their life. But somewhere in that push, the die-hard fan base, the people who followed this sport for decades, felt abandoned. And according to O'Donnell, they let the sport know it loudly and without holding back. Behind the scenes, it wasn't just a fan revolt. Sponsorship dollars were drying up, television numbers were sliding, and when the money struggles, the blame game starts. O'Donnell described a garage where people stopped pulling in the same direction, where the energy that made racing fun simply disappeared. That matters because NASCAR isn't just competing against itself. It's competing for attention against every other sport, every streaming platform, every scroll on a phone. A fractured internal culture during a rating slump is the kind of thing that can turn a rough patch into a genuine decline. Here's where this story gets interesting because O'Donnell isn't just apologizing, he's laying out an actual strategy shift. First, the identity reset. Betting on throwback short track events like North Wilkesboro is smart because it's low risk, high reward. Those races are already proven fan favorites. Leaning into them signals to core fans without alienating anyone new. Second, the race weekend overhaul. Turning a Sunday afternoon race into a 4-day festival with camping, music, family activities isn't just a nice idea, it's the modern sports business playbook. Look at what golf has done with tournament week entertainment, or what college football does with entire cities shutting down for game day. NASCAR trying to build that same magnetic weekend experience is a real growth lever, not just a talking point. Third, and this is the risky one, floating midweek races. Sunday is NASCAR's proven rating ceiling. Messing with that schedule could either open a brand new audience on a slow sports night, or it could dilute the sport's biggest asset, appointment viewing on Sundays. That's a gamble with real downside if it's mishandled. Fourth, the driver conflict stance. O'Donnell essentially said NASCAR will let drivers throw hands after a race, but crew members getting involved is where the league draws the line. From a pure entertainment standpoint, that's a calculated risk. Rivalries sell tickets, villains sell subscriptions, but safety incidents involving multiple team members can turn a viral moment into a PR nightmare fast. He's betting the entertainment upside outweighs the danger as long as it stays driver versus driver. Put it all together, and this isn't a CEO doing damage control. This is a CEO trying to rebuild trust with a fan base that felt lied to while still chasing serious commercial growth. That's an incredibly difficult balance to strike. Longtime fans are likely to see this as a win. For years, they felt like NASCAR was chasing everyone except them. Hearing the CEO basically admit you were right is the kind of validation this fan base has been demanding. But there's another side. Some media voices will push back and ask the obvious question. Why did it take this long to admit it? Fans don't just want an apology. They want to see a show up in the schedule and ticket prices and in how the product actually looks on Sundays. Expect a split reaction. Traditionalists, cautiously optimistic, skeptics, waiting to see receipts before they believe any of it. Best case scenario, NASCAR successfully blends throwback short track energy with modern fan experiences, ratings stabilize, sponsorship money returns, and the sport genuinely becomes the fastest growing property in America that O'Donnell says he wants it to be. Worst case scenario, the changes feel like more talk than action. Midweek race experiments backfire on ratings. The driver conflict approach leads to a scary crew-involved incident, and skeptical fans conclude NASCAR is once again saying the right things without following through. Which one actually happens depends entirely on what NASCAR does in the next 12 months, not what it says in a podcast studio. So here's the real question. Is NASCAR finally listening, or is this just a CEO saying what fans want to hear until the ratings dip again? Drop your take in the comments. Are you buying this NASCAR reset, or have you heard this promise before? If you want the real breakdowns before anyone else drops them, make sure you're subscribed to SportsWire USA. We'll see you in the next one.